Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick look video using the Natasha Denona Golden Palette. Be forewarned, I say gold palette quite a bit and I actually mean golden, but I do correct myself in the end. But if you wanted to see how I got this look as well as a second eye look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I don't love my hair. It's way too blonde right now and it's just like freaking me out, and yeah, I need my roots to grow out. It's looking so stripy. It's too blonde. Yeah, I'm just not, nope. I think I just need it to calm down and I need the toner to like come out because I just, no, I don't know. Anyway, let's go on because nothing I can do about it now. But here we go. I'm going to start with, so I have my foundation on, I have my concealer, I have MAC paint pot on my eyes, and for foundation I just went in with the Fenty Beauty, what is it called again? Soft Lit foundation in the shade 150. And concealer, I use the Beautiful Skin concealer mixed with the Huda Faux Filter Corrector in Cherry Blossom. And I think that is everything. So we're going to go in with the Armani bronzer in the shade 90. It's looking very golden right there. A little less so in person. Does anybody else just like when their roots grow in a little bit? Like I need a little bit of darkness back on top here because I feel like it's just too much blonde and brightness. Anyway, I need to just get over it, but like look how dark my eyebrows look too. And I didn't even put anything in them yet. It's way brighter than last time, so I don't know what happened here. I mean, normally, to be fair, I do say I don't want it to be stripy, so they kind of back comb a little bit, and I don't think she did that this time. But I didn't say it, so that's probably my fault. But I think it's not even the actual color or anything. I think it's just I was used to the dark and now I need my roots to grow out a bit to feel a little more like myself, I guess. But I think after the wedding I'm going to go a little bit darker and put some low lights in. Because I was watching Brianna Fox and she went back to her like natural color and pulled it down, but still had a few highlights in, and I was like, yes, that's what I like. And Dorit from Housewives, when she went a little darker, I loved her new hair color. And that was kind of what I'm looking for my next hair color. So I don't have gold clothing, so I definitely have upped my gold accessory game today. Pull it down my neck a bit here. And then I just need my, there we go. Sorry for the towels. I always say I have towels behind me when I'm doing my makeup because I like to, you know, wipe my hands on something but I know it's distracting to have them there, so. So for blush, I don't know exactly which one I want to do. I was gonna do Fenty because this is the one I wore yesterday with the Golden Palette, but I think I'm gonna do the Givenchy blush because I never really wear this on camera. This is Organza CN, and what I do is just kind of tap it, and then I literally just work off of my puff, which sounds so weird, but look how much product is on there. And I take a brush and just work off of the puff. And there's enough product on there to go on my face. And I was saying in my last video, this blush kind of reminds me of a combination of the Armani blushes that I got, the Rosy Peach and Vivid Coral. But I forgot how nice this one is. I'm just gonna go back in. I have to remember which order I have. It's just an easier way to do it, and then you don't get it everywhere. I just literally work off of the puff. I know some people put the puff directly on their face, but then I feel like sometimes you get stuck with the little G's on your face, and sometimes they don't completely blend out. So I just feel like it's easier to just go right in with the brush. Okay, whoa. Went a little crazy, so we're gonna just blend that out a bit. It was easier to go crazy when I had a little bit darker hair because it didn't look as harsh, I guess. Now I have to be pretty careful with how much I'm putting on. Okay, so for highlights, what do we want to do? We haven't used this one in a long time. So let's go in with the House Labs Peach Quartz. Can you see it? I feel like this is the perfect highlight for this blush. It's a little peachy. Okay, should we do brows first? Probably. Okay. So I'm running out of my Benefit. I just ordered a new one. This guy. We're kind of on our last leg with this. And this, I don't know. The more I use it, the more I don't know if I like it because I feel like it's not getting a little like drier at all, and I need it to just stop being so gloopy because I really have to like take it off the wand because there's just way too much. Yeah, this is just, there's nothing even going on my brow at this point. So this one is ready for the garbage, unfortunately. And this one, I always have to have a pencil with a spoolie on standby for this one because you see what I mean? It's just, there's just so much product. And then sometimes I feel like it's just, it adds so much to the hairs. I really liked this one at the beginning, but now I don't know. I think I need to do an updates video where I go through all the products I've bought. probably since the beginning of January, and like a quick kind of review of how I feel about them now. Because I've definitely changed my mind on some things, and usually I do mention it if I do change my mind. Yeah, like this one's okay, but feels like it doesn't stay. Like everything just went out of place, and I just have to keep adding more, and the more I add, the more crazy they get. And then they start like peeling product off. You know what I mean? Does anybody know what I mean? Eyebrows are like the most hated part of my makeup routine, because sometimes they're great and sometimes they're not. See, like I just can't get them to stay where I want them to, and now it's peeling product off. Ugh, hate. Yeah, I don't think I'm into this one. It's just not. And now there's way too much product here. Can you see? Way too much. Ugh. Yeah, I just have way too much product in that one now. I have to go in with a spoolie, kind of work it out of there. The brow struggle is real. Yeah, I don't know, like it just doesn't stay. Like this will dry like immediately, and like they're locked in place, but I do have time to kind of manipulate them a bit. This, it's like, it kind of reminds me of the brow freeze in the thing, in the tube. That didn't work for me either. It would make them stay for so long, and then throughout the day my hairs would be kind of all over the place. And I've seen so many people who have like way bigger brows than I do that actually get them to stay, and I'm like, how? Yeah, no. This is just forever the product. And also this one, do I still have it? I should have probably used this. This one's really good too, the Makeup by Mario Master Hold. Do I even try to put anything in here at this point? Ooh. Gonna be a gloopy mess now. I want to show you these struggles because I'm assuming it's not just me that this stuff happens to. Or maybe it is. Yeah, that one's pretty dried out too, but do you see what I mean? Can you see these little pieces of like product coming off of my brow? I'll be back. I'm sorry, I had to do that off camera. So I used the Clean Fresh Brow in Soft Blonde, or maybe just blonde. Just blonde, 200 blonde. And then this one, the Build a Brow by Maybelline in the shade Soft Brown. It was a struggle, but we got there, kind of. Not loving them. This one's a little too thick in front, but it's fine. We'll just continue. So let's go in with the whole reason you guys are here, the gold palette, which is obviously very beautiful. And then here we have, I've used it already, so that's why I've dipped my fingers in there. So I'll just tell you right now, I don't have the gold palette, so I can't compare, but the only new shades are these ones here. So how do I say that? Liko. So this one here, it's M-L-I-K-O. Nubia is new, Panna, and Fizzy. So Aria is from, I believe, the Gold palette. Flesh is in the Star palette. So I think she said this one was new, but it's not new. And it's also in the mini bronze. And then Aura is in one of the older 10-pan palettes. So yeah, just the 4 new shades, but I don't have any of them, so I'm okay with that. Sorry, just moving my mirror. So I don't know where to start. I used this yesterday, and I'm gonna try to do 2 different eye looks. So let's maybe go in first with, let's go Flesh. I didn't use that one yesterday, so we'll see. I think I have a little bit of powder residue from yesterday because I used the same brush. Okay, should be good now. So we'll go in with Flesh on this side. Oh, I can hear my dog dreaming. And then Sandstone. Sandstone is more of like a more kind of yellowy undertone, golden undertone, which makes sense. And I think I'll do maybe just a matte eye for this one. And then I'll go in with some sparkle for the next eye. It's very pretty. These are definitely my kind of tones. So this is the kind of colors I reach for every day. So I know this might be boring to some people, this palette, because it's very monotone, but I really like it. So Teak. So that one's just kind of a step up. It's not as kind of mustardy toned. I'll show you the difference between these 2. So this one is Sandstone, this one is Teak. So Sandstone here and then Teak here. So just kind of a step up, a little bit darker, not as goldeny toned, a little more neutral brown. And then I think we'll go in with Liko. Right there. Oop. And this one has, it looks really smooth, but I think it does have a little bit of sheen to it. And I would swatch all of them and read you all of their finishes, but apparently the finishes on the box are not the same as what's written on the site. So I don't know which is right and which is wrong. Like they're saying this one is a cream to powder, which that makes sense. I do think this is a cream to powder. It does feel like it is. And what are the other ones I used? So it says Flesh is a creamy matte. That seems right. Teak is a creamy matte and Sandstone is a creamy matte. Okay, so those all seem right, but it was just like the sparkling foiled ones, I think some were wrong. Okay, so I think we'll just go in a little bit more with Aria, but we're gonna go in with a different brush here. Okay. Just need to move my brushes closer to me. Okay, maybe like a pointed brush. Let's go in with a little bit of Teak again and just the tiniest little tap of Log. Just so we can get a little bit more depth. So if you are like quite a deeper skin tone, I don't know like how much depth you're gonna get out of it. Not too high. Just blending that out with the brush that I used for sandstone, because I went a little bit too high there. And then I think I'm gonna put just some liner on and maybe a little bit of sparkle in the inner corner. So let's go in with Aura. Aura is this shade here. So Aura does have some gold in it. I wish it was more like, I know it's the gold palette, but I wish this one had a little bit of like silver maybe in it. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with liner. I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite liners. You know the one, Ash by Victoria Beckham. And I'm not gonna do mascara because I'm going to at the very end take the one eye off and match them up. So I'll do mascara at the very end when I have the same eye looks on. So just very messily apply that. And then, where's my brush? It's not a video of mine if I don't get interrupted, you know? So log, and let's go log and teak together, and we'll mix those two. And we will just kind of smudge that out. And for me, this is kind of like an everyday eye look. This might be a bit much for some people, but this would be something I could definitely wear on a regular basis. Okay, then we'll go in with a tiny bit more log. Just to deepen this up just the tiniest bit. And then we'll go in the upper waterline. So this would be my final look with the palette. Like this would just be a normal kind of everyday. Maybe I would just deepen it the tiniest bit. Let's see. Go back in with teak, a little dab of log, and maybe just deepen the inner corner just, or the outer corner just a tiny bit. I like that. And then with that kind of blending brush, just soften that again. Just dipping into sandstone just the tiniest bit. I don't know what's going on here. There's like a shadow there. That's not my eyeshadow. I don't know what this is. Is this my eyebrow? Let's see. Sorry. Okay, so now let's just curl the lashes and then we'll go on to the next eye. Okay, so we'll get started on this side. I'll be 1 second. Okay, so moving on, we will, I think, start with Varus, which is this shade here. It's very pretty. And we will go all over the lid with that one. It's way more gold than I thought it was. I thought it looks so much darker in the pan. I'm gonna go and put Log on the lid instead, that darkest brown, and then put Varus on top, because I feel like then I'll get kind of what I was looking for. Oh my goodness, you guys, I went to a wedding last night, and I literally never drink, and I had like 2 drinks and I was buzzed. I was like, what is happening? Like, maybe I need to have a couple casuals before the wedding so I'm not out of my mind. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with, let's do Aria up here. I didn't want to do like a full review of this because I feel like you've probably seen a billion of them already, and I feel like it might be a little bit boring, so I just thought I would do 2 looks instead, because I'm sure you don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. I assume. Maybe you do. I watched a lot of the videos and they repeated themselves, or they didn't repeat themselves. I watched videos and they kind of mention the same things, which is great because obviously you want to let people know which shades are the same and everything, but I don't even have the gold palette, so I can't even compare even if I wanted to. But I feel like you've seen a ton of those, so we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with Varus and go on top of this shade, because this is kind of what I was looking for, like something that's a little bit more with a deeper kind of undertone. Okay, and I think what we'll do from here is maybe go in with Kava. Just right in the center. And maybe a dab of Aura, which is that kind of really light, kind of goldy shade. That's nice. Kind of a little spotlight. And then I think we'll go in the inner corner with that Mliko shade again. Is that right? Yep. On the back, I'm like, should it be Milko? So this is a matte, or a cream to powder, I should say. So that's what we have going on. This is just like the everyday neutral eye, and then the smoky. So I'll go underneath the eye with that as well. Just need to find my pencil brush. So we'll go in with Log and mix it with Varus. So Log and Varus right here. And then I would probably take a deeper brown. So I just have the Byredo and Bora Bora. And do a little bit of a wing. And maybe just like 3/4 of the way. Just too chubby right now. I need to sharpen it. So I'm just going to take an angled brush and go in with Log. And just fix this here. And then we will curl the lashes here. Obviously, because it's such a monotone palette, the looks you're gonna get are gonna be very similar to one another, but I feel like they're all very pretty, and you can get different looks with different depths. And, you know, you could go matte, you could go matte on this side, shimmer on this side. So maybe let's just up it a little bit and go in with Fizzy. Just a tiny bit on the finger and just dab that right in the middle. But you don't have to get these like crazy gold looks. There's really only one shade, which is Oro, that looks like that. The other one is Aurum. But it's not, this one's not as crazy. This one's definitely a cooler tone gold, which I prefer. I think most people prefer. It's funny that nobody really seems to love that like really goldy gold that I've watched so far. But yeah, let's go in with, I think it's pretty. When I see it on other people, I think it looks good, but just on myself, it's not really something I gravitate to. So I'm glad the whole palette isn't like that. So this is the first eye. This is the everyday kind of neutral eye. Ignore this. I don't know what this is. I think it is eyebrow hair. Which one do you prefer? I saw Magdalene Janet do such a beautiful look with this palette. I think you'd really like it, so I would go check her out. But yeah, these are the two looks. So I think I'm going to, just for daytime, I'm probably gonna wash this one off, and then I will be back and I will just come back with this one. All right, so here we have the completed makeup look. So I just added Endless Cacao by Makeup Forever. I've been using this one a ton. And then the Skin by Kim lipstick in the shade, oh my gosh, I think it's just number 1, nude number 1. This one here, the lightest lip color. I can't read it, I'm sorry, it's so light. And then I just added just the teeniest bit of Haze by Anastasia on top of that, just because it's a little bit more moisturizing, and the Skin by Kim is a matte. So all in all, I think this is a very beautiful palette. I think if you already have the gold palette, you most definitely do not need this, because you basically have all of the shadows, especially if you have Star and the mini bronze, you for sure don't need it. But I'm glad to have it because it's just something different from Natasha Denona that I have, and quite different from the I Need a Nude. I feel like these two would pair so beautifully together. And one thing I was gonna say is, if you are missing those like teals and more fun kind of reflective shades, if you have the Yucca palette, I think you would be completely set, because they have these types of shades in there. So like these ones, just put them side by side. Like Plantasia is such a beautiful color, but you know what I mean? So this is the gold palette right here, sorry, golden right here, And then these are from the Yucca palette, but I just think they pair so beautifully. So if you missed out on the gold palette, I think that if you have the Yucca palette and you have the golden palette, then you essentially have the gold palette. So yeah, like look at that. That's so beautiful. That's Plantasia. But yeah, I think it's very beautiful. I don't think it's anything that you need if you have a lot of neutral shades in your collection, which I do, but I am still happy to have it. I think that a lot of these, sorry, wiping my hand off here. I think that a lot of these shimmers look very similar. Like, so this is Fizzy and this is Kava. They just seem very flaky in my opinion. I don't know. I've heard that the gold palette is smoother in general than this palette. So that is Fizzy and then that's Kava. So they're not quite the same, but very similar. And then I'll show you what Nubia looks like next to that. It's like same, but different, you know? That's Nubia. So I feel like Nubia is maybe just a little bit more coppery toned, but very similar. And then let's see Alchemist. I think Alchemist, yeah, definitely more gold. That's more like an orangey gold. So yeah, I would recommend it if you're in the market for a kind of warmer toned palette and you don't have the ones that I've mentioned, or you don't have the golden palette, then I think yes. Gold. I keep getting mixed up between gold and golden. If you don't have the gold palette, I would suggest it because I do think it's very pretty if you are into monotone color stories and a warmer color story. Otherwise, you're not gonna like it, of course. So I really like it and I'm happy to have it, and I will just compare it to I Need a Nude as well. Okay, so here we have I Need a Nude and then we have golden. There is absolutely no similarities at all in between these two palettes, but I do think if you have both of these, you're pretty much set. You could just bring them both on vacation and you wouldn't need anything else. This looks so cool toned in comparison, but I do feel like there are a couple maybe warmer shades in here, but yeah, very different. For some reason, I don't reach for this one a ton, and I don't know why. I do think it's very beautiful, but I guess it's just not what I normally go for. Sorry, one sec. Okay, I wanted to just grab my Glam palette, which is right here. So you can see, I thought maybe some of the golds might be similar, but I don't think any of them are. These are just way cooler toned. But I would say my favorite of all time is probably Glam. And then I would say Yucca, just because it's so different from anything that I have in my collection. And then I would go with gold and then I Need a Nude. Sorry, golden and then I Need a Nude. Get it through your brain. Golden. But yeah, I have no regrets purchasing this. I feel like if you like this type of color story, you won't be disappointed. Everything performed beautifully. But yeah, just keep in mind that it's a more monotone palette and a lot of colors are going to be similar, so a lot of the looks are going to be similar, which is the exact same with the I Need a Nude palette. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and again, this is the final look, and I just washed this one off, so this one looks a little bit darker, I think, than this side, but that's okay. I got it as close as I could with, you know, having to wipe it off and then redo it. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Probably I will do, maybe I might do a look with this one. I used this the other day and used some of the green tones, and I just forgot how much I loved this palette, and I really like to pull it out during the summer, and I think it would look beautiful with this Fenty blush. So let me know, are you interested in that? I need to calm down with the shopping, so I think I'm probably going to do a few get ready with me using stuff that I already have in my collection, because we just need to calm down. So have a great weekend, and for anybody watching this, it's Father's Day, so I hope everybody had a great Father's Day. And yeah, have a great week ahead. Love ya. Bye.